Calm down. We're not in any danger.
Last time on the Orion Conspiracy,
I'm getting out of here. Don't go in there.
Roland's being a bitch and the soundtrack is very high-pitched and weird.
And loud.
To stop him.
Ah, yes. Hi, I'm the Space Quest historian, and welcome back to a slightly more sober version of... Okay, I did say slightly. More sober version of the Orion Conspiracy with my good friend Ikifu. Yes, that is him. And we are...
I've got to be going now. Just leave us out of your troubles, Mr. McCormack.
Yes, everything has gone to shit, but you should probably be doing something.
Yeah, thank God that guy didn't hear anything, otherwise this would have been hella awkward.
Oh, absolutely. And we apparently have plenty of time to go up here, snip off this volleyball net, and I'm not actually entirely sure how this helps us solve the mystery of how to get Roland to not fly away with all the alien cocoons.
Not at all. That's for later.
So, oh, right, yeah, here we go. Spot the inventory item we need. It's somewhere in this room.
I genuinely have no idea.
There it is.
I might have an idea.
Yes, it's used as a piece.
And it's not there when you first enter this room. It's just this tiny little pixel off in the corner. And we need this to get into... I think I picked up the volleyball net sort of out of order. That's used for a different puzzle.
Yeah.
But the crowbar is used to get into this elevator up here that the only person on the bridge apparently doesn't mind me breaking into, which is what I'm going to do now.
Elevator door.
He seemed pretty chill.
I did have a question, as I mentioned before we started. I have a question about Roland takes off in the shuttle. The shuttle contains the alien cocoons. As we know, the aliens are shapeshifty and made of delicious wine gums. Is that whole cargo thing just the entire shuttle? Or is it like the back of it? And why is there only this dinky little shuttle door?
I'm accurate.
I mean, it's clearly the only part of the shuttle that anybody cares about playing or developing the game. So maybe there's like a little... if you remember the shuttle in Firefly, it was like a tiny little cockpit part, and then it was like an open plan kitchen. It was just the rest of it.
Yeah.
I kind of imagine it's like that. Like the cockpit bit is just sort of out. I'll hit my microphone, that'll work. The cockpit part is just sort of out of shot.
Oh, right.
That's how
a bit
I
like
imagine
Starbuck in Red Dwarf. It's just,
like not even that separated, because that had like a wall and a doorway.
Oh, right, so it's just one big room. But you'd think the exit hatch on a shuttle would be, I don't know, airtight. I'm just spitballing here. And
It'd be nice.
Yeah. So anyway, here, new location, interesting things. Well, not this one. This one we've seen.
I was about to say it looked very familiar.
Yeah. But
they all do.
There's a lot of reused assets in this game, but here we go. That was not a cabinet. I just wanted to point that out with my cursor.
The laser cannon can be controlled from here.
Well, thank God this was here, because otherwise, what would we have done?
To be fair, what would you put for a description of that? Big shooty bang!
I will shoot you with this giant metallic cock that is mounted on the top of the space station.
To be honest, the animation makes it look like it got hit twice and then just listed, and I was like, oh, I give up.
Exactly. Ah, Captain!
Oh, you are a killer after all, McCormack.
The big reveal.
Listen to me. There's something I have to tell you.
It's too late to talk your way out of this.
The captain's pointing a gun at us.
To pay the price.
Should we take cover or something?
Oh, I'll call them all right. Once I've dealt with you.
You can't be serious. At least hear my side of the story.
It'll take forever.
I know
You're being really unreasonable, man with gun.
I know all about you.
What do you mean?
This isn't the first
Oh, and this is actually... We were talking about one in the previous episode. So what the hell is the Orion Conspiracy? And as you mentioned in your video review, this could be one of them. We're quite sure the shape-shifting aliens is one conspiracy, but this is the other. The captain actually conspired to get you on this space station through a series of very contrived
That
events.
wasn't my fault.
You killed them in order to save yourself.
Also, Pot's a
Not
kettle.
true.
I mean,
I did everything I
He
could
technically
to
killed
save
our
them.
son.
You killed her, you bastard!
Anderson. Oh, God, then you must be.
Because that name is so not generic
Why
at
didn't you
all.
say something?
There are not a million people in the galaxy who have the last name Anderson.
Be posted to Cerberus.
Jesus. You killed.
Yeah, just to recap this, he got Devlin's son assigned to the space station, then snuck out explosives, put them on the probe, sent Danny out there to get to fall into the galactic hole of death, and that lured Devlin to the space station.
Revert to type and kill someone anyway.
I mean,
Well,
you
I mean,
could-
most of it was just like, oh, you will feel the sorrow and the loss, blah blah blah.
Because I wanted you to find out what
well,
it was.
it's
That's just like you said.
again, you could have accomplished the same by just sending him a singing telegram. Although it would be less. No, actually, I think that would be on par on the pain scale.
But like really bad singing.
What the fuck
Yeah.
are you waiting for? Pull the trigger. I got nothing better to do.
Goodbye, Mr. Cormac.
Okay, well, game over
Rot
then.
in hell.
No, wait! Deus Ex Black Dude! This is actually a nice piece of animation, I have to give him that.
So much so that Devlin's just standing there watching it.
Dum-de-dum. We'll be fine. So, the first time I played, actually the first many times I played this, I thought he kicked him so hard, like Johnny Cage style, to the heart that it just exploded in his chest, but no, he actually shot him.
There was
Yeah, hell of a
something
kick off
in
that thing.
Cocoons.
And complete disregard for
Xenomorph.
Newton's
Bullshit.
second law
There
of
ain't no
physics.
such things as aliens. We've been looking for hundreds of years.
Every action is an
and
equal and
found
opposite
this
reaction. I
shit.
can't remember if that's first or
She was
second.
one of them. She killed Gates.
What the fuck? Dr. Chu? She's just uptight. She ain't no alien.
I know this sounds far-fetched, but you gotta trust me on this.
Actually, this does sound very far-fetched. One, the captain had a gun, he was trying to shoot me. This dude just jumped him because stop shooting people on this ship, but he has no reason to trust Devlin. Especially when he starts spouting insane shit about shape-shifting aliens, but nope, this dude just buys it.
The engine room.
I mean, clearly no love for the captain, given that captain was pointing a gun at somebody else, and he was like,
Believe me if I told you.
no, I don't trust the captain anymore.
I believe you now.
Well, I recall when we spoke to him in the engine room, he was like, well, the captain's actually kind of a piece of shit, and I'm just here because, you know, this is all I can do. Something like that.
Yeah, but who does he like, though?
He seems to like
You've been
us.
popping too many
Apparently.
pills, if you ask me.
Someone has to, because fuck me, it's hard to make friends aboard this place. The security
A
officer...
limited pool, certainly.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the security officer just hates everyone who's not American, and I think we're not terribly close with the chef anymore.
And we wouldn't have been able to stop them.
He left us to die.
But the chef's more just
Fuck.
embarrassed
If
than
you
anything
hadn't
else.
wasted him, I would've-
He made rat korma. That's a faux pas at best.
Okay. Let's say
It's
you're
not gonna get him into
You
any
think that
culinary
any more of
schools.
these fuckers aboard?
I don't know.
But there's not many
I
nearby,
guess
so...
they would have stopped me destroying
Also, the engineer whose name I have conveniently forgotten just described Roland as that fat fuck. However, most of these sprites are quite clearly just the same character but painted in different colors and such. So Roland wasn't really
We got some more
corporally
immediate
any
problems.
differently sized than the other
Aliens, they're gonna
characters.
fail.
Not by much,
It's just a
anyway.
matter of time. And we
I
gotta
remember
fix
him
it.
being
Now
fatter,
we
though,
can't
so
back
maybe that's just
I can help. I trained as
osmosis or some kind of Mandela effect.
I think
Being
I can
called
rig a
fat that many
bypass
times,
valve
it's
most
just
of the
like,
damage.
yeah,
But
yeah,
there's a
you look
fuel
fat.
valve I can't repair
I
myself.
think it has to do with him. Every time you exit a conversation with him, he goes, "Give me pie, give me chocolate, give me anything you find."
But you fucked that real
It's
good.
something of a character trait, yeah.
How about the
Also,
Different propulsion
we
system.
could escape this place and just nuke it from orbit, but whoops, we accidentally disabled the
It's got the part we
other
need,
shuttle.
but it'll take
Apparently
us
they have
years
several.
to get it out.
That thing,
Yeah.
the supply thing there. That
You cleared on
oh
Scout.
god, why am I blanking on her name? The redhead. She pilots that one.
Problem with my lungs.
Brooks.
Zero
Oh,
G,
Brooks.
I-
Yes. The Foulmouth.
You gotta take that chance.
I hope that's her name, because I'm going to say something terrible about her later that was in my review.
And put it through the exterior of the engine housing.
We're going to be sent on a bunch of fetch quests now to get that thing up and running again.
Besides,
And capture an alien at some point. I mean, for God's sake, we can't just leave them like this.
Also, we're in such deep shit that we can walk around the space station as if nothing's happened.
Oh yeah, that's another point. We just waltzed up onto the bridge, went in, broke into the elevator, got in it, and fired the cannon. And we're supposed to be under arrest and locked away somewhere. So
and
anyway,
the captain's dead.
Oh yeah, and the
Minor point.
minor point now. And the cabinet just became a cabinet, and search.
Oh yeah, it wasn't even selectable before. It's not as if you canny sequence break. We have evidence. You got the net.
Yeah, and I mean, now we're actually picking up explosives from the... We were picking up explosives from the cabinet, right? I think we were. Oh yeah.
Are you trying to talk to the corpse?
Oh yeah. Never talk to corpses.
Do I say that in my review? I feel like I
Yes.
mention it.
I'm pretty sure you do. You don't actually search the corpse, you don't do anything to the corpse. In fact, if you talk to it, the game freezes. It's still running, the music's still playing, but you can't move, you can't interact, you can't do anything. And it happens again later, too.
I think you should let her make the decision.
Oh god, there's two, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even a corpse the second time, is it?
No, it's a living person. But if you talk to that living person, Devlin just suddenly becomes absolutely blank and will not move anywhere. This is the supply thing.
Compartment.
Oh, so that's how the cockpit works. I can actually see the pilot seat up there. Oh, that's neat.
Oh yeah.
Nothing else.
I was just
useful in
pointing out
there.
interior design choices.
This wrench has been specific.
Well, the one part of interior design that the zero-G wrench. Yeah, I I'll finish my first point first.
Yes.
The interior design, which is apparently put a lot of priority into soundproofing,
Yes.
explosions,
It's a long
alien
story.
roars,
Where's Captain Shannon?
gunshots.
Dead.
You killed him?
You have to tell everybody about
He
these
killed
things.
Kaufman
Yeah,
and Danny.
shouting.
But the zero-G wrench, like, I made fun of that in my review.
It
Because it's
doesn't
like,
matter either way.
are you just trying to make a wrench sound cool and futuristic? Is that what's going on here? Until somebody pointed out that if you were to use a wrench in a zero-G environment, imagine this is something wrenchable, and because the point is you push on it
If it's not one thing,
and
it's another.
this stays in place and then
It's
nut
Ward. He's
will
gone
turn.
berserk.
Right.
He's in the
What will
living
actually
quarters with a
more
gun
likely
and some
happen
grenades.
is you will push on the wrench in
Killed
zero-G
two Mogami Hudson
and
people.
you'll just
The
move
rest of
away.
them are barricaded
Oh,
in the
right,
lab.
because of force and...
It doesn't
Yeah,
make
the
any sense.
path of least resistance, as it were.
Waterman is a
So
monster.
it's easier to push you back than it is to.
I don't know, but
move
he said he
the
saw this
nut.
thing that looked like Waterman talking
gravity.
So
to
God knows how it works,
So
but
now
there
he
is
thinks that
a
all
point
Mogami
to a
Hudson had
zero-G
hit on it.
specific
I've never
wrench.
seen him this scared
So
before.
thanks to a kind
Now
commenter
you
for
tell me
pointing
the
that out,
captain's
whose
dead?
name I
What the hell are we going
cannot
to do?
remember. Sorry, it's been a while since I looked.
We can still make fun of the, because the first thing I thought of with the zero-G
Yeah.
wrench was that it
You're
somehow,
right.
you know,
How long have
floats
you got
in
until you
midair
have to fix the
for no
engine?
goddamn reason.
Half an hour to be
It does in zero-G, yeah.
Okay, come with
Oh,
me.
yeah,
We're going to have to take Ward out before
Thanks,
you kill
Iki.
anybody else.
Okay, so La Paz is not too concerned that we're not locked away either. And...
Stay away from me!
Oh yeah,
Well,
Ward has had
there's
a
bigger
minor
things
meltdown.
going on.
Standing here. Now put the grenade down. No one's gonna hurt you.
No way! You're all fucking monsters!
You're back.
I'll say this for the voice actor. He seems to
He's
be
dead,
quite into this
apparently.
shouting thing.
Oh God! They got him too!
Ward, listen to me.
Devlin, leave him.
Why are we all just standing around looking at him?
What exactly did you
Yes,
say?
leave the man with a gun
What
and a
happened to
grenade.
Waterman?
He changed, man, into something.
Okay, Ward.
All
I'll
right,
tell
his
you what we're
buddy,
gonna do.
his otherwise
We're gonna hunt
comparatively
down that
normal
monster and we're
sounding
gonna
buddy
kill
who's
But
much less
Waterman,
racist than
he's
this
my
dude.
friend.
Not anymore, he isn't.
Is,
Therefore, definitely an
He's
alien.
different now.
yeah, and we will see
He
him
must
later.
be exterminated.
McCormack, are you out of your fucking
Is it
mind?
definitely him?
We're your friends now, Malachi.
If
There is one more.
we're thinking of the same. I mean,
This is
you go to the garden
bullshit.
at some point,
There's
and
no
I shall say
margin.
nothing more. But
Right, give me that
the dude
fucking
in the garden
grenade.
is Waterman. Oh, this is
You think? 'Cause there is a guy. Spoilers.
Yeah, we can spoil the shit out of this anyway.
Yeah, it's is it the guy from the bridge? Oh no, we
yeah.
deal with the one from the garden. That must be Waterman, and then the guy on the
seal's
bridge
going.
is the
This
alien
corridor's
who
about to blow.
prevents the self-destruct.
Right.
Can you move?
But he doesn't actually, you know, you don't see him in alien form or whatever, because Waterman is the one who just Von Zells the shit out of one of the dogs in the garden.
Don't worry, Bina. We'll get you out.
Don't worry. Well, actually, we won't.
Jay,
We'll just stay here.
it hurts.
She's being awfully calm
hurts.
about her organs being crushed under
We
this.
haven't got long.
I don't
Please
know.
push my
Corridor could be
intestine, and it's
pressurized
pretty
any moment.
uncomfortable.
We've got to seal the doors, weld them shut. Can we get ramen out?
Not quickly enough. If
La
we
Paz
use
is
a cutter
not
on this
an
wreckage,
alien, if
it'll
I
kill
recall.
her, and nothing else will move that
No, it's-
who's sorry?
time.
Oh God!
In the
poor
end,
kid.
it's just.
Chandra,
Well,
we've got to
we are
go.
definitely
We
spoiling
can't do
the shit out of
anything
this, but in the
for
end, it's just Devlin,
I can,
Lowe,
Mr.
and La
McCormack.
Paz, right?
I can be with her until the end.
Because, spoiler,
Jay.
Mr.
Lowe's the
Chicken
mechanic,
Corman.
yeah.
Love you, Bina.
Sorry?
And
Lowe's
life
the
without
mechanic,
you
right?
isn't worth living.
Oh, the mechanic,
Mr.
yeah.
McCormack.
Him too. Whose name we
suggest you leave
cannot
now.
possibly be fucked to
Have to
remember.
weld the doors
But,
Okay, so
shut,
the-
Devlin.
the mechanic
Get
is
the
not
welder
Lowe.
from the storeroom.
but
Hurry.
Mr.
I-
Chicken
'cause
Corman
there's a
here
group
gets
of-
blown up.
Because I think it's after the garden, you had a group of 3, and then one of them just disappears. Which,
Yeah,
to the
that's
game's
Lowe.
credit, I did not notice the first time.
No, that's Lowe.
got the
He
welder
he
right
sort of
here.
Okay,
disappears.
seal the door.
Oh, and that was actually a nice little subtle thing that happened. Was that
La Paz?
Frank's
Okay,
no
we
no
got to
the
go to the
pilot.
other side.
You just told me
Bruce.
like 5 minutes ago.
Jeff.
Jeff the Biscuit. They actually dragged her body into the do not blow up
we
corridor
are.
for
Do this
reasons
door
that
now.
become apparent later on. And I'm saying I commend it for doing that in a very subtle way, because at first you just go, why the hell did they do that? And then they explain to you why they do it, and it is fucking
Jesus, it's
idiotic.
gonna blow.
The whole, oh, by the way, we implant flight recorders into pilots' heads because fun.
Bastards.
You couldn't do anything else.
Because
You had to
they're
seal them
more
in, or we'd all be
secure.
dead.
That doesn't make it
I mean-
any
You know,
easier
nobody's
to
going to get
live.
autopsied when they get tortured and killed.
When is
Oh, hell
all
no.
this horror
And also,
gonna
apparently, it's
end?
very easy to extract from people's heads, because later on, guess what we'll have to be doing?
With no tools, no expertise.
Right? Just
Alive to
not
worry
even a
about
pair of
now.
forceps,
Go
just
see
go in
me.
there, hands dirty.
Not even a spork.
Actually, that would be quite useful. Oh god, just imagine just digging around someone's head with a plastic spork. No.
You can't put a spork in an adventure game. The whole thing would be over in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It is the mightiest of tools.
I would venture second mightiest, the mightiest of which is the bucket, the all-powerful bucket.
It's certainly a strong competitor. Yes.
Right.
It's a
Right.
pain.
About that one.
Ah! Good thing we went in there and identified that as an actual table.
Fuck. Where you been, man?
There was
Oh,
some
just
trouble.
identifying furniture. Where have you been?
I've been waiting for you.
Saying fuck.
Four more people.
For not particularly good
You find
reasons.
in that cold fucking heart of yours
Also,
to
I
give a
like
shit
the
about
fact that the last time we spoke to this guy, which
too
was a
bad.
grand total of 10
But if
minutes
we
ago,
don't fix those
I mean in
engines,
game
there's
time,
gonna be a whole lot more dead people
he had just
before this
tackled
day is
the
out.
captain of
Get
the
in
space
the south
station and shot
and
him
do what
dead.
you gotta
And the
do.
next time we see him, oh, incidentally, 4 more people are dead. Just thought you might like to know that. And no, I am not speeding this up. Or slowing it down, for that matter.
I kind of wish you had.
Yeah. No, but I want us to sit here and suffer through the injustice that is what is clearly animation rendered at a different frames per second than what is being played on screen. Because if you speed this up, it is remarkably smooth and almost pretty looking. I say almost.
Yeah, I think every frame has been rendered 3 times on YouTube.
Yeah. What you're seeing now is how it actually plays in the game, and every review I've seen of this game on YouTube which is 1, and that would be yours. Sped this up by a factor of, was it 300% or something?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Which still takes a while for it to get through, but still pretty good. Look at the little Lego man in there.
Look at that fucking shadow, though. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible for its time. It was just really uneventful, and I know that it's in space and all that, so we're not supposed to have sound effects, but it's...
But to barely have any music either,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not the best.
And not even just, Devlin grunting or breathing or anything. In fact, he's completely motionless. It's like they just stuck an Action Man in a toy and had it fly around.
Pretty much. I think it was Playmobil I had in mind.
Oh, yeah.
It's just floated along for perfectly fine for about 2 seconds, and then it just goes, okay, he's obviously unconscious, and therefore this has to go diagonal all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, did you notice? I just noticed for the first time ever the legend on the craft says Otosan, which is Japanese for dad.
Oh.
So that's a little...
Why?
I don't know. The little thing is... Well, I think it might be an in-joke on the developer's part because Daddy is flying it, but still, that's weird. Everything is named after...
I'm more thinking the in-universe why.
Yeah, the in-universe why, I have no idea. Maybe there's another one called... oh shit, I forgot the Japanese name for mom now. Okaza.
It's it's one of the ships. It's either the one that delivers Devlin or the shuttle he takes from that ship to the space station asteroid thing type person. One of them is named Tanuki.
Yeah, that's right. The original shuttle that delivers Devlin to the space station is named Tanuki, and the only place I've ever heard that is in Super Mario Bros. 3. It's a raccoon type thing, isn't it?
A raccoon-looking thing, yeah.
Yeah.
With giant balls.
With giant balls. I think they conveniently
that
left...
Studio Ghibli documentary about their subculture.
Is it entitled Weird Raccoon Thing with Giant Balls? Or is that the
I think they might have gone
title?
more subtle than that, to be honest. I mean, it's a Japanese culture. They're a bit more reserved. So, I can't mind what that's called now. Dang it.
We have plenty of time to figure that out, since we are... In fact, what are we doing? Why we were supposed to replace something on the something, and then because Devlin is the only one capable of flying this, even though we have this engineer who clearly knows how they work. But Devlin also has, let's just say, vertigo or something, or a heart condition. He's not supposed to go out in them because he blacks out. In fact, he did just black out. But then he was fine, and no puzzles had to be solved, and we haven't touched the mouse for a good 6 or 7 minutes.
I don't even remember what they were doing out there.
What happened?
Replace
He was
something.
doing.
Oh,
The
but
shit has hit the fan.
he can't come back. I think the whole reason we have to go out there is so that they get placed here and they can't return to the upper decks or something.
Bernard when she tried to stop them.
Which you can do later anyway, so
Yeah.
what the point of that is, I have no idea.
What can we do?
But, Devlin goes out, he fixes a thing.
Yeah, we were
I don't
told.
remember why.
Let's go get him.
Blacks out for reasons that are explained better in this, and then comes back to the lab, because he can't use the Dokkaebi, because Megami Hudson have shut down all of the systems
All right.
due to alien fear.
Yes, and their alien fear is quite warranted because, well, again, we're spoiling this thing. So, cheeky bastards are actually the one who dug up the fucking aliens in the first place.
Yeah, they know something we don't.
Yes, they know the thing that I just told you.
Yes. I'm on beer number 3, by the way.
Excellent, I commend you. Wrong word, but no, I'm sticking with it. Wasn't the word I had in mind, but it's as good as any. Also, Devlin lost all facial features and hair. Interesting.
It's an improvement.
It's all right. We chucked one of the mines at the laboratory, I think.
The Megami Hudson Laboratory, yeah.
The Megami Hudson Laboratory, which is kind of a... I mean, this made more sense when it was explained in-game, but it seems like a very bad idea for several reasons, one of which is that they were cooking up an alien be gone thing, which we don't learn until a little bit later, in about 5 minutes, I believe.
Yep, they were making alien Tipex, that's the one.
And there's the giant space cock, capable of firing lasers. Let us just revel in its majesty.
Something because this will take a little while, something I kind of wondered is, how much sense does this make if you don't have the comic book?
That's a good
question. I gotta
question.
wonder. I had it when I got my copy all those years ago. I was young and comparatively beardless.
We've got control back.
The first time I played this game, I didn't even know it came with a comic book.
Hudson lab
All
for
right.
survivors. Maybe
So
they can tell us why they
but
took
then
the
again,
station over.
my first copy wasn't exactly legal. Oh, here we go. Let's have a chat with Lo.
Have you any idea what we should do next?
I believe La Paz is the character that causes the game to crash.
Let her make the decisions.
Yeah, he even tells you, talk to La
Any
Paz.
idea what we should do next?
I think he does
Find
too.
me that Navcon backup so I can fix that damn shuttle you
That's true. That's true. That thing you said.
Yeah. Hello. Alright, the game actually just physically locks you in as well. Now we can't move.
She's the executive officer.
And killer of games.
That's bad.
Leads to
I
the
don't want to
outside
stand
of the
here.
station.
And that was the end of the episode. So we're stuck in limbo until next week, apparently. I recorded this game a long time ago, so I don't actually know when the episodes end. It's a new
episode of Trapped in the Birdcage. So I'm getting recommendations on the synchronized video thing.
Oh, really? Yeah, me too. But I'm getting a history on the Commodore. Any Commodore. A history of the Borg and the fall of the Simpsons. Ooh.
I mean, the first two sound good.
Yeah, not terribly. The first one is by the 8-Bit guy. Nice bloke. Does good videos. You should check him out. You should also check out my friend Ikifu, who is the one who, I guess, spurred on my desire to play the Orion Conspiracy again. It is, I have to admit, a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not a game that I enjoy playing, but it's a game I enjoy telling people about how much it sucks. And for some reason, Ikifu accepted the invitation to relive his nightmare. Because how long did it take you to make that video review? Was it a year or something? Or 6 months. There you go. Cool. And that dude can chug. So, please.
No, he can't.
Please like, subscribe, do whatever you kids do. Throw Ikifu $1 so he has medical. Oh wait, you guys have healthcare. Well, sort of NHS. No?
If you want, I will be fine without. But if you feel like giving money, I do have the Patreon.
That's true.
I won't say no.
You do.
It's literally how that works. But all up to you. If you think I'm worth it and you can afford it, why not?
Exactly. I am a proud supporter of Ikifu, and I have a link to his channel in the video description. Do also leave us a comment, because we do quite enjoy the comments. I mean, if you have to choose between either paying him or leaving a comment, I'm not going to finish that sentence. But we'll see you around the Chrono stream. Oh god.